Howdy,
Senator from
howdy,
New
y'all.
Jersey,
Oh, let
Mr.
me
Booker.
get
The senator from
everything I
Wisconsin, Ms.
need.
Baldwin.
Video capture. What are you
The
doing?
members of the escort committee will exit the chamber through the lobby doors.
Sorry, still getting all the technical stuff all situated. You need. Oh, I see. Layering. There you go. There I am. This should all be getting started away. I just started a stream, so I don't think there's really going to be too many other folks maybe coming in here, but we'll see. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just reacting to this, reacting to this moment. Should be an interesting one, to say the least. Alright.
Mr. Speaker, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
I should probably turn that on. That'll probably help. Oof. It's crazy. He's got all this Republican power. I mean, this is definitely very much a victory lap moment for Republicans. Although with as much as craziness as Trump has already been doing, oh boy, you know, I don't know. This may be like a honey. It definitely seems like a honeymoon moment that's already didn't ever really get a startup because Trump just never even allowed it. Especially if you saw like some of the town halls of people really giving it to these folks. It is not a good day for them. Not at all. And we do have a few viewers here. Um, what's up, Ida Twilight? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, just gonna be watching this not State of the Union, joint sessions. I always want to call it State of the Union. I always do. Always get that mix. I always get, that's, later. Much, much later. Gotta start with the initial
Mr.
quote unquote
Speaker, the
vision.
Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the United States Supreme Court.
Alright. The formalities and all. And yep, now we gotta bring up Supreme Court justices. Definitely one of the most powerful branches of government. I think arguably not as powerful as probably executive. I mean, the president ultimately has control over nukes. Let's be real. That's a lot of power. But, um, when it comes to, when it comes to like the legal, obviously they're literally the most forte. But it's just the Supreme Court can definitely, if the president, in theory, if the president goes too far, they can definitely damper it. But there is definitely the worry that's not what this current setup of the Supreme Court is going to do. But hopefully people are surprised. Surprising. Just texting folks, letting them know, hey, I'm streaming. So yeah, feel free to share the stream, let people come in, say hello. Um, hopefully, actually, make sure all the layering is there, because screen capture should be on the bottom. Cool, and the chat box actually is a little bit, probably could do a little bit like this, and not too worry. What I could do, I'll be a little cheeky there, cover that up. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'm a new streamer, so that's my only second thing I've reacted to. The first thing, what in terms of like actual like reaction videos. This is my only second time reacting to something, and this is my first time doing it live. The first time I reacted was earlier in the week when Trump gave the press conference right after the disastrous meeting with Zelensky. I watched like a part of that, and I knew that it was going to be a big moment. So I found like a one the after of the press thing, conference, whatever you want to call it, afterwards when he was outside, took some questions. I reacted to that, so I think it's very easy to want to, especially if you're very anti-Trump, to just want to give up. But I mean, that's what they want. The other side always wants you to give up. So not giving up is always the best thing. Is always the best way to upset your enemy. You have to remember that. Not giving up is always the best way of upsetting your enemy. I never noticed like. I mean, you notice like those bundles of sticks. I never noticed this. Those look suspicious. I never. Hmm. It reminds me of a certain yeah, symbol. But yeah, we got just everyone chilling. I'm not. I don't know. Can't really notice anything too particularly crazy body language wise, or just people talking. Is that Thomas Massey? I think in the corner there. I don't know. I'll try to see if I notice anyone of note. See what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, body language wise, I feel like Vance and Johnson gotta be, unless they have their own unless it's like personal matters, they're probably going to be very aligned. I get similar sort of vibes from them, and that could also make them clash though too. Um, but I don't know. It'll be interesting because they both are in very comfortable positions of power. They know they all are. Like in order for Johnson to do his job right, Vance needs to do his job right, and vice versa. They ultimately know that. With their experience, that's what typical politicians, whether you like them or not, that's what a lot of them typically do understand. So, I don't know, like, it's going to be very, very interesting once again. I thought this was supposed to start at 9. I thought this was supposed to start at 9, jeez. That's alright, I can share, let people know, like, hey, come through. Let's see. Bam. This stream isn't orange. Oh, what's up, dude? What's up? I know, right? It isn't quite orange enough. I see what you did there. It will. Don't worry. The Mango Man himself will show up. Even if he's going to be fashionably late about it. But, yeah, this is his time. I also noticed, this is just me. Did you notice those bundles? Oh, Nancy. No, I wasn't expecting Nancy of all people to be here. Like, she totally does not have to be here. See, this is what I was expecting, a lot of pink. That's why I was kind of like surprised, like AOC decided not to show up. I'm like, come on, girl. Go and wear a pink suit, like, join your peers. Like, that's what, you're supposed to be resistance, supposed to be opposition. Like, don't be afraid to be opposition. Show your face. That's part of it. I was just saying before, actually, you got here. Like, one of the things, the worst, the thing you can always do the most to annoy your enemy is never giving up. If you're not giving up, oh boy, that's not a fun enemy to deal with. Okay, so, bam. Melania, the first lady herself. I don't care who you are, she is a gorgeous woman. I'll say it, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, she's, probably our most attractive first lady. I don't know what her personality, though, is like. I don't know. Like, she did have to, I don't know what she's really like. It's hard to say. I mean, she could be a cruel woman or a sweet person. I don't know. I think she does it. She hides herself a lot. I feel from the media. Let me do this.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
And then I gotta do this. This. Ah, yes, the cabinet. Oh, Marco. A lot of people want you to quit your job. I don't know how even. I don't know what you do when you're in this situation. I really don't. I don't know. I think HS 92 was HRC HS 92 was underrated. That's fair. Actually, no, that's fair. No, 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 you're fair. She was. She was. She was something. She didn't age that badly, although I. She just developed a sort of just that demeanor. Oh, there's RFK Jr. I feel like this cabinet's like full of stars at this point. Like half of these people, all these people are just like. I don't wonder what they're talking about. What are you talking about with them? All the. I always like trying to observe the body language. That's always like the fun of watching these. Is like seeing the people mingle and shake hands and trying to notice like the subtle things. You try to see some like House of Cards stuff, like oh, this guy hates this guy, or this gal hates this gal. Joint session. Just well, definitely a notable cabinet. It is. Um, we'll see for better or worse. I mean, my prediction is gonna be a while. Yeah, I don't. They're talking about Taco Bell. Yep, that's exactly what they're talking about, man. 1,000%. 1,000% Taco Bell commentary for sure. Of course, Yam is probably watching this in Pac-Man, the super lib hour. Okay, I'm like away from the spectrum, man. I'm like transcend the spectrum, dude. Like, dude, there's this political spectrum, and then there's like me, man. Well, it's funny. Like when you studied it, when you have studied this, on the academic level, it does make it interesting to see, like, in the how ideologies play out in the real world. 'Cause I do. I like studying. I find ideologies in and of themselves to be fascinating. I mean, not just even like political ideologies, just ideology in general. But political ideologies, I think, are especially interesting. There's something especially interesting about how political ideologies form and how they evolve and how they intermingle with other ideologies too. I mean, especially when you have some ideologies that are. Did you get the 5 layer or the double decker? Did you get the 5 layer double? Yes, that's exactly it. Man, I think RFK Jr. would be 5 layer for sure. I think I get a 5 layer 5 from RFK Jr. Okay, we gotta do joint sessions, session, and then another hashtag Trump. Just so people know, oh, Trump is trending on X. Say what? RFK got the 5 layer to avoid. Yes, exactly. Excuse me. Order nachos. You think so? I totally agree with that. I totally see JD as a nachos. Yeah, I totally see that. 1,000%. I totally see him as a nachos guy. See, that's why I wanted you here, man. That's why I wanted you here. The real question is which hot sauce is it? That is the real hot. Well, I mean, the Republicans. They can't. I don't think most of the Republicans can handle anything above, like mild. Oh, I think most of them like the mild sauce. Are you kidding me? I think pretty much in order, like I think only like the Democrats can handle like the fire with like AOC and others, obviously like Verde and all that, like they can handle whatever. But that's a good point. He does have an Indian wife. I keep forgetting that about JD Vance. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, I'm gonna make this chat a wee bit bigger. But I keep forgetting that about JD Vance. Yeah, he has an Indian wife. So it is funny, like no matter what, this past election, an Indian was going to be in the White House in some way or fashion. Like it's kind of funny. Like Indians are really taking over. Oh, for sure she does. 1,000 cents. Diablo, Verde, Tulsi gets the works. She's not messing around. When Tulsi goes to Taco Bell, she's not. I don't think she's skimping on any of the fun stuff. She's. Yeah. I mean, she's a military lady. I keep forgetting which branch. Is it National Guard that she's in? I think it's National Guard. Maybe Army she was in. Which just makes the whole like calling her a traitor thing just so weird. Like, I don't agree with her arc. I don't like with the direction she's gone, but I don't know to call her like just like to call her like a straight up like traitor to the country. Like, oof, that's weird. I mean, like I said, I think her opinions and stuff got crazy, but Vance Gabbard 2020. I could see that. I could see them doing that. I mean, personally, I want to vote for it per se. I want to vote for that. I mean, but although Gabbard, I mean Gabbard, I've liked her in the past, but I think she's got too. I think she's got too drink. She was too. Yeah, maybe she was too. I don't know. Which opinion of his got crazy? You mean is her general support of the Republic? It's just kind of crazy to how it was, it was so like it felt very like I know it was kind of I know it was gradual, but something about it felt very sudden and very I don't know. I can't you can't read minds, so who knows why she did it. Although for me, I'll say it's like I get. I mean, I don't know. Like she served and it just seems weird to me, like how someone who served can look at Trump and be like, "Yeah, he's a reasonable commander in chief." To me, because he just reeks of like, he doesn't reek of nothing about him screams out like competent leader to me. Like he doesn't scream out competent leader, like vibes wise even. That is crazy. How dare she? How dare she not share? Especially the potato bowl. That's just so rude. So rude. Uh, but yeah, no. I'm kind of curious of what JD's wife is like. I'm curious what sort of Indian she is. I just wanted to dip the first bite of my burrito into nacho cheese. Yeah, just the first one. So there's no double dipping and all that, right? And so and then she can have the rest, no problem. Right. I'm gonna make this myself a tiny bit bigger. I don't want to get too. There you go. Yeah. Everything else is fine. I was trying totally, dude. I was totally trying to like get it so I could like play a game while doing this, and I don't think I can do it. I don't think there's any without like really, unless I may have like a third screen and then I could like do. I would have to like have like two separate screens going and stuff, and because I have like the one screen just for like the Streamlabs and all that. I mean, I could minimize it, I guess in theory, but like use my phone or whatever for chat. But I don't know. I was trying to finagle with it a bit, and it just seemed. I mean, maybe there's. I mean, I'm sure. I know there's a way of doing it. I see streamers do it all the time, where like they'll like have a video and then also be playing games and stuff. But that's all technical issues I can figure out later.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
There he is, the Mango Man himself. 13 minutes late, dude. Jeez. Yes. Like, hurry up with your talk. Although we all know he's a McDonald's man. Don't pretend otherwise. Trump is a McDonald's man through and through. That's his brand. So much. Melania, the way she, I. Oh, Melania, the way she looks at her husband, that does not the look of a woman who's in love with that man. I'm sorry, that does not look like it at all. She just was like, well, you have not amused. I can't really do her accent. The only thing closest I got is Russian. I can somewhat do a Russian accent. Look at these folks, though. They're all just so sycophantedly like, ah! And it's not just like a uniquely Trump thing. This is like always like with these things. Like always, they get so weirdly like just like. Look at her. She's trying to force that smile. She's like, I mean, that one did feel a little bit more real. About Melania's affection towards her husband. It's not like you know. It's not like you can read her. I mean, I'm not saying I do, but it just feels that way. It just seems that way. That's like, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I do know that she likes to be, in addition to Sano. This is going to be your spiel. I love it. I'm ready for it. You're just going to be doing the Taco Bell spiel, the entire speech. I could just talk about Taco Bell all the time. It's literally my favorite restaurant by far. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Trump is that way, if I'm not mistaken. I think Trump is that way with McDonald's. Yeah, I think he's that way with McDonald's. That's his thing. He's, and Warren Buffett likes his Wendy's. That's right. I think I do remember. The Wendy's is a good one, though. I actually agree with Warren Buffett, I think. I think I'm with him. Isn't bad, I just can't really... Really? See, I've had nothing but good... I think I've had mostly nothing but good dining experiences with Wendy's. Loved it, especially the square burger. I mean, yeah, I like Wendy's. Wendy's is definitely one of the better ones. That is the downside of it, is that it is one of the more expensive of the restaurant chains. That's for sure. That's without a doubt. It is one of the more expensive, USA. Trump was right about everything. Like that sort of stuff, you know. That to me is very suspicious. When you have people like that, you know, wearing hats like that, that's a very suspicious, like, stuff. That's very like, Like, imagine someone doing that with Obama. I mean, I guess they probably would, actually. And trust me, I would call that stuff out, too, in a heartbeat. I'd be like, what? That's just weird. Don't be... You can't be that sycophantic for your leader like that. I like their chili. Yeah, I agree. The chili is good, too. They're really good. I do like the Wendy's, their bacon cheeseburger. Yeah, you see that? I realize J.D. Vance is a lot taller than Mike Johnson. Oh, Lord Bulbert. Justin was like, get on with it. These Democrats. I love it. I get it, man. Like, Alright. Let's get with it, dude.
Thank you.
Been half an hour recording already. Nah, well, 25 minutes. And he's just getting to it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
We're going to standing ovation for. Okay, she's First Lady. What about Hope Image that everyone wore on that T-shirt and hung on their walls? That's fair. That's fair. That Hope Image. That was just good. That was just good campaigning too, though. You gotta give Obama that. That was good campaigning. That was solid campaigning.
Of the
But yeah,
United States Congress, thank you very
lips
much.
do be that way,
And
especially.
to my fellow
Yeah,
citizens, America is back.
it's back. Them elementary school on Vine Street probably has that hanging out. What it does. I like America is back. Adam Schiff's like, yeah.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age
My
of
nationalism.
America.
Exactly.
From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country.
Really? Ever?
We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years.
I mean, you've done a lot.
And we
Yeah.
are just getting started.
I don't doubt that. All right. Definitely not technically wrong so far. You've done a lot. If it's good or not, it's one thing. Oh, there he is. I was wondering if Elon would show up. And he actually bothered to dress up in a whole suit. Probably after him, that one guy talking about Zelensky, that probably got to Elon too.
Tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is
It's Marjorie
back,
Taylor Greene's
our confidence is back,
boyfriend
and
that
the
said
American
that.
dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
All right. Very platitude so far.
The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again.
I just realized I'm blocking JD Vance's head. I don't want to do that.
The
So
presidential
I'll do this.
election of November 5th was a mandate
There.
like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
Yep. I mean, I will say I have heard some interesting allegations of a lot of
We won
essentially
the
what Bush
popular
did
vote by big numbers
type of
and
deal.
won counties in our country.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna probably yeah. What is going on? What's he saying? I forget his name. I can't remember his name. Didn't California just start counting?
Counties in our country, 2,700.
Probably, I don't know.
525 on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican.
Okay. He's not even trying to do the whole union thing.
Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
Well, to be fair, the Democrats have been, a lot of their constituents have been pressuring a lot of these Democrats to get on, to be more aggressive. A lot of them don't think the Democrats have been aggressive enough. So they're kind of just following their constituents. Because the people want them to be more aggressive.
1-point
That's
jump.
just the name of the game we're at right now.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
Using the cane. See,
Members
that's a
are
power
instructed
move
in
when you use the
movement
cane to
to
point.
maintain decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the sergeant at arms to restore
But I
order
think
to the
also
joint
disrupting the decorum is also. I mean, it's a gesture. That's what they're doing as Democrats. They're going to use this as a way of gesturing and showing the people, like, hey, look how tough we are. Even though they're probably not even like policy-wise, there's a good chance they may just like cower too. Exactly. It's about optics. Exactly. So that's
Mr.
just the
Green, take
optics
your
move.
seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the sergeant at arms to restore order.
This
Remove the
is
gentleman
such.
from the chamber.
Wow. I mean, was probably his plan. He probably was just like, I'm going to disrupt this noise here for a minute and then get kicked out. Oh, yeah, this is a. Well, it's a win win for both of them. He gets to look. Did he really? Dang, he's not messing around. So you can't say, yeah, you can't say he's
Members are
not
directed
resisting.
to uphold and maintain decorum in the House.
He's a
Mr.
politician. What
President,
do you
you
expect?
continue.
Thank you.
What? A politician that likes
Over the past
grandstanding?
6
Say
weeks, I have signed
what?
nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Golden era levels of grand on both sides too. That's the one that's definitely a both sidesism. That's a both sidesism for sure. It's a grandstanding. Most Republicans and Democrats are on a level of it ever. Oh, and I agree. I mean, I don't trust me.
In fact, it has been
It's
stated by many
they're both
that the
bad.
first month
That's
of our
definitely
presidency,
true.
it's our presidency,
I think you
is
can
the
make an
most
argument for lesser
successful
evils, but
in the history
they're
of
both
our
evil.
nation. By
I,
many.
see, we also need like if you had like multiple political
And what
parties, you
makes
could
it
see
even
like
more
them
impressive is that
resisting in different
you
ways
know who
too and
number
stuff.
2 is? George Washington. How about that?
Ugh,
How
I'm
about
sure.
that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a
He just told you
national
things are too.
emergency on our southern
He just
border,
texted you.
and I
That's too
deployed
spicy,
the
man.
U.S. military and border patrol to repel the invasion of our country.
Yeah.
And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
So is that why you're going to do that to tariffs to Mexico still? Although, cause that's the, because that's not very consistent. Then, if you're doing good work on that, to me that would suggest like, hey, you could
They
probably not
heard
need
my
a tariff.
words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of
The worst
thousands of
president in
illegal crossings
American
a month,
history.
and virtually all of them, including murderers,
Thanks, man.
drug dealers,
I
gang
appreciate
members,
it.
and
I
people from
appreciate you
mental
dropping by, saying
institutions and
hello.
insane
I know this isn't
asylums,
your
were
spiel.
released
I don't
into
blame
our
you.
country. Who would
I'm
want to
doing
do
this,
that?
for the
This is
people.
my 5th such speech to
Although
Congress. And once again,
no
I
one's
look
live
at the
viewing, but
Democrats in front of me,
we'll see if YouTube
and I realize there is
view it.
absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy
Sid Bum
or
and
to make them stand
that's
or
fair.
smile
I know. I
or
just did
applaud.
that before
Nothing
all
I
this.
can do.
Right.
I could find a cure to the most
Do your thing,
devastating
man.
disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest
Cheers
economy
to you
in
too.
history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded, And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Now pointing himself as the I see it. No, I see it. The dynamics. Like I said, I knew this wasn't going to be boring, and already it's not.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make
Right.
America
After saying
great
like, "Who
again."
we won, we painted the map red, but let's work together." I'm not sure how that's how that works, but okay.
Every day my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a time for big dreams and bold action.
Sure.
Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
It's not necessarily the worst thing. It's just how you do it. Honestly, just make sure the most vulnerable actually get what they need.
I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't costing us.
That other countries were not paying.
I don't think it was.
I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization.
Who? That's no.
And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Anti-American. There's nothing anti-American about the UN. They go above and beyond.
We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
Okay, Elon. Kind of working against your own interest there a little bit. That is interesting. I wonder how is that a compromise? I wonder why Elon. He must be chill with it, I guess.
I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term.
Right.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Oh.
And we have ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
And the Brack must steals. Yeah, they're just straight up saying it, huh? Oh, that's funny. It's false. Just.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
Back. Like a fashion statement. You know, like stripes are back. Free speech back.
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
You did not. Man, that was like one of the neat things about us is not having an official language. Especially as a nation of immigrants.
Mexico, the Gulf of America.
Yeah. Like if he just did silly stuff like that, it'd be one thing. You just be like, oh, you're just a goofball.
And likewise,
But
I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
just stuff like
Beautiful
this.
Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer.
No longer woke.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender.
How's that been working out lately? With so many accidents and stuff. I mean, it could be coincidental. It could be whatever. I mean, it just seems a little,
You should be hired
suspicious.
based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
That's a ridiculous thing to have an official government document on. Like, who cares? Well, that's like, to me, that's just they complain about the woke, That to me is just as annoying as any of the woke BS, honestly. It's just that stuff.
Men from playing in women's sports.
Like, all this stuff. It's like, dude, with the sports thing, I get it. There might be some technical weirdness to it, and yeah, there's a lot more to it, I'm sure, with that.
3 years ago,
But that's
Peyton
Ben
McNabb
Shapiro
was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best,
and then
preparing
Matt,
for a
whatever his
future
name
in
is.
college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side, and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
Ugh. So that's very typical. This is a very typical thing for these joint sessions. You always take, a couple. Isn't that Matt Taibbi or whatever his name is, that conservative commentary guy? Yeah, but they always do this. Have like these sympathetic figures, and we did this, and because this is a story and why. So
And
that's
if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not
I
gonna
don't know
put
the
up with
facts
it
off the
any
top of my
longer.
head, but I would be suspicious of that stuff. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, even if you want to believe them, yeah. Look at Nancy. Ugh, you're powering through this, Nancy.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back.
I
Never.
mean, if it was
Never
a
gonna let
common
that
theme in the
happen.
first place, then why
Among
would
my
you?
very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
With a twist. Like a affordable. Well, that's a good twist on the Make America Great Again. But so far, those tariffs. You want to make it affordable again, you can't have those tariffs.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control.
What about now, man?
And we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job.
Secretary, handle it.
A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now.
I don't know who he is. I don't remember which. Yeah, half these people's faces and names.
And frankly, we've never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency.
Did you now? I don't remember that.
As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
He's like the most Republican right now. He's definitely like I feel like the logical conclusion of a lot of that mentality.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production
Assuming they are
of
with you.
minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
Oh, because you're going to game with Ukraine? Because that whole thing just, fell flat in your face with that. So now you got to get him here. I get it,
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
I will say, one thing I'm excited, I hope he does actually eliminate the penny. You better actually do that. We're going to do some good do something good.
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency. GOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
No, never heard of it. Oh, Elon, you're in a false modesty.
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
Yeah. This Warren just on her phone like this. This is ridiculous.
Thank you, Elon. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe.
Yeah, I don't.
They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+. in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for
Which
making
I mean,
mice
if all this is true, whatever.
transgender.
But these are, I mean,
This is real.
only this is the
$32
problem with the
million
government. It is
for
just wasteful.
left-wing
It is very
propaganda
easy to find
operation in
random silly
Moldova.
stuff.
$10 million for male
The problem is when you get
circumcision
too
in
careless too quick about it.
Mozambique.
And especially you
$20
gotta worry
million
about the
for
constitutionality of
the
it.
Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over
Is it?
by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her?
Oh.
A
I think
$3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring.
she's gonna have something to say about that, I'm
$1.5
sure.
million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali.
Like, yes, you can do stuff for
$59
other
million
countries,
for
like,
illegal alien
and it could
hotel
probably be
rooms in New
beneficial
York
for the
City.
United States. We live in a global society. I don't like we live.
He's a real
You
estate
know,
developer. He's
what
done
happens
very
in one
well.
place can impact what happens, how things go.
$250,000 to
You know what?
increase vegan
Our
local
benefit
climate
here.
action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia.
I mean, these are
She's doing
millions, and
very
yeah,
well
all
with
these
learning.
do kind of add up.
You know what
These
we're
little
doing.
drops of buckets
Use
here and
of
there, but you gotta
ourselves.
remember this. That's
$101
all still
million
nothing.
for DEI contracts at the Department of
And half of them,
Education.
I'm sure,
The most ever paid.
might not actually
Nothing
be
even
the
like
worst.
it.
I'm
Under
not
the Trump
saying this as a
administration,
libertarian.
all of these scams.
So like,
And there are
I
far
still would
worse,
probably
but I didn't think it was appropriate
be okay with all
to
this
talk
being
about that.
eliminated, and
They're
obviously
so
in
bad.
a great reduction of
Many more
government.
have been
But
found out and exposed and swiftly
it's the way you
terminated
do
by
it.
a group of
It's the
very
way you do it. It's
intelligent,
so
mostly young
important.
people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate
Yes,
it. We
because
found
Elon has
hundreds
no,
of
you
billions
know,
of dollars of fraud.
he has nothing to gain from this whatsoever. I mean, he says he didn't need this, and that's fair. I mean, he doesn't need, but these billionaires, you know, some of these billionaires, they just keep going and going. It's not about whether they quote unquote
And we've taken
need
back the
it or
money
not. It's about
and
whether they will
reduced
do
our
it.
debt to fight inflation and other
It's that
things.
greed.
Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time.
I mean,
This is just the beginning.
Elon's been
The Government
listen,
Accountability
yeah.
Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not,
The one you wanna
government
cut?
databases list 4.7 million Social Security members.
I mean, I know
from
you say you
people
didn't want to,
aged
but I'm pretty sure
100
that's what's
to
going to happen.
109 years old. It lists
Balls.
3.6
Yeah.
million people from ages 110 to 119.
It's the
I don't know
narrative.
any of them.
It's
I know
what's
some people that are
fascinating. It's what he's
rather
whether
elderly,
what
but not
everything
quite
he's
that
saying is true or
elderly.
not. You know, it's whatever. It's the
3.47
narrative he's
million
drumming up
people
here.
from ages 120 to
And
129.
we're watching this right now. This man is drumming up this
3.9
narrative. Whether, like I
million
say, you
people
believe it
from
or not,
ages 130 to
up to you.
139.
But it's just,
3.5
this is
million
history.
people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them, and we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does, and it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to
I mean, if this
159,
stuff is
and
real,
over
obviously stop it. But
130,000 people,
why would that? Wait,
according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
I mean, biblically, they were living hundreds and hundreds of years, right? But like I said, I think clearly these are. I don't think it's that straightforward.
Including, to finish, 1,039
I just have a
people
sneaking
between the
suspicion.
ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249. And one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty.
Like
By
how would that even
slashing all
happen?
of the
Like
fraud,
paperwork
waste,
wise,
and
like
theft
how does
we
it
can
even work?
find, we will defeat
Like
inflation,
that doesn't
bring
even make
down
sense.
mortgage rates,
Like,
lower
I'm trying to
car
figure out how
payments
that
and
even
grocery
would work.
prices, protect our seniors, and put more money
Like,
in the
yeah, some
pockets
people
of
over 100,
American
whatever, you know.
families.
People do live over 100. I mean, 120 obviously is stretch, you know. I think the oldest person's like 125. I want to say that's ever lived. I want to say it's like somewhere around there, maybe not even.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
I mean, kudos if you can. Kudos if you can. That'll be. I don't like. They haven't really even had it balanced in any sort of way since Clinton.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated.
Wow.
These people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create
This
tremendous
sounds
numbers
just
of
like
jobs and great success
bribery to
story.
me.
A
This
company out
sounds
there.
just
So
like
while we take
legalized
out the
bribery.
criminals,
Just
killers,
give us some
traffickers,
money
and
and
child
welcome to
predators
America.
who are
What?
allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden
Yeah,
administration,
because, you know,
the open border insane
open border
policies that you've
millionaires.
allowed to destroy
That's
our
one thing, I guess.
country. We will now bring in brilliant,
Because there's never
hardworking,
been any corrupt millionaires
job-creating
with any
people.
questionable
They're going to
pasts
pay a lot of
before.
money, and
Never.
we're going to
No, rich
reduce
people
our
never
debt
get
with
up to
that
anything
money.
troublesome ever. You'll never see anyone who's, can afford those gold Trump cards. You'll never see any of them that are, like, questionable in character. What are you talking about?
Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days
Points
to
at
get
the Democrats. But
instead
unite.
take 10
Celebrate.
years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore
Didn't
true
you literally just?
democracy to
Oh
America
no, you
again.
did well, he literally did. They did literally with Doge had it so he was like, hey, you don't have to show up to work and we'll pay you. buy it out the rest of your remaining time type of stuff.
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Yes, because that's not happening. Yeah, I think one of them heard. I think one of the Democrats just going like, "Huh," and then all of them are like, "Really?" Yeah. No, there's some are pointing over to Elon. Yep, yep.
And the next
It's like,
phase
well,
of our
Elon.
plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax cuts.
Who is that? A few Democrats or this? Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't mind tax cuts. Taxation is theft.
Success in our first term with it. Part of our plan.
But that's always, there's always a trick with that stuff.
All across the board.
So
And to get
always a
urgently
catch.
needed relief to Americans hit
Half the
especially
time they just
hard
say
by
do it.
inflation. I'm calling for
And half the time
no
the cash
tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
I mean, that is silly that would be taxed in the first place. I mean, look at it. I like the whiteboard, and she's just writing like,
Want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
I mean, so it's an American company? Because it being an American company and being made in America aren't necessarily the same things. Like, how are you going to determine that?
Ever seen plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the
You're gonna have to track where. I mean, I guess you might have that information already. If you can make sure you track the information and make sure it's the cars that are actually being made by American hands. That's the key, right?
Today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the
okay,
world.
so that's answers kind of what I was addressing. But we'll see if that actually happens. We'll see how big the plants are. See how much in terms, that is compared to the rest of their plants elsewhere.
Great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
Because, like, on what those plants are doing, it's kind of like the final part, just slapping on the bumper sticker, essentially.
We want to cut taxes on domestic
not bumper sticker, but you know what I mean.
All manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term.
Until you mess up that little thing called COVID.
You don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration,
minor details, though.
You'll pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades,
he was
and
not
now
doing
it's
great.
our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And
Mm.
South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much
No, we
help
can't let the.
militarily and so
You
many
know,
other
he
ways
needs to
to
get
South
on with
Korea,
it.
but that's what happens.
Hurry up,
This
dude.
is happening by friend and foe.
I know he's still going.
The
He's
system
had
is
the
not
time to
fair
shower
the
and
United
everything.
States and never was, and so on April 2nd,
He did not mention so far the
wanted to
one
make it
thing I
April
want him
1st,
to, and that's getting rid of the
but I
penny.
didn't
He did talk about
want to be
tax cuts,
accused of
which is,
April Fool's Day.
taxation's theft. So yeah, that'd be nice. But
That's not just one day cost
well,
us a
like,
lot of money. But we're going
is
to
it?
do it in
Okay.
April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us,
All
other
right, there we go.
countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal,
better?
back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
You've been ripped off a lot. There's been lots of waste. There's been lots of fraud. He's like, that's the thing. You can never, he does speak truth. It's just a
Much
matter
has been
of,
said over the last
ulterior
3
motives
months
and
about Mexico and Canada.
blah blah blah.
But we have
Which
very
is not,
large
this
deficits
is pretty
with
normal
both
for
of them. But
politicians in
even
general.
more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never
Which I'm
seen
very
before,
libertarian
killing
personally.
hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer.
Okay.
Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment.
You can kind of see the
OpenAI and Oracle, Larry
I'm
Ellison,
pretty sure that's what
announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China.
Exact words up.
And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
That is important. Although if I'm not mistaken, Biden did the CHIPS Act. Won't be fair at all. So that's like
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money.
Those other
We just want to
Republicans
protect our
are, like,
businesses and our
cheering
people.
for saying
And
when
they
he
will
said
come
CHIPS
because
Act
they
is
won't have to
horrible.
pay tariffs
Well, the Republicans
if they
were
build
like,
in
"Oh,
America.
yeah!"
So it's very amazing. You should get rid of
I'm
the
voting for
CHIP
it.
Act. And whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
Any other reason you want to. Like you don't line your pockets or something. What?
Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer.
Said that. Good point.
Who will now be selling
It's so much
into
like
our home market, the USA, because
caricature
nobody is
sometimes.
going to be
Trump
able
really
to
does
compete
make
with
kind
you
of wonder about simulation
because
for me,
there's
man. He's so
goods
much
that
like a
come in from
caricature.
other
Like this feels like a
countries
movie
and
I'm in.
companies. They're
I feel like I'm in a
really,
movie.
really in a
Or
bad
some video game
position
or
in so
some
many different
simulation
ways.
or
They're
something.
uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. All going to happen. And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
She doesn't know when to place it. Right. That's the problem, too, because she's kind of ready for Trump to finish up or wait for some point where she knows, like, oh, it's okay, we have like 15 minutes left.
Thank you, Jeff. Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us, very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
It's hard to take something seriously. Like, oh, this is feel like the worst person in modern history, the worst president in this time frame, or whatever. I mean, okay, I see what you mean. Worst president ever.
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by 2 impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John.
That's it? I'm going to go on a little bit more about it.
Thank you all very much.
That felt very much like we did this.
Thank you.
Cool, but...
And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody.
He just
That's
revealed
great.
it.
Thank you very much to the Senate.
He
Thank
just
you.
revealed his true motive there. He said the quiet
But
part
if
out
we truly
loud.
care about protecting
That wasn't just
America's
a joke.
children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast. And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement.
Part of my brain thought he just said Paw Patrol.
Have to.
That was a Paw Patrol.
Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
The powerful thing is that, yes, one of those real-life examples. It was like, yes, it's obvious that any group of people, you're going to find all sorts of folks within that group of people, especially if it's kind of millions of folks. It's just a matter of how many people are like that all day.
Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
Particularly low portion of the country, there's going to probably be a lot of times where immigrants, the people are actively going to their country.
It's called the Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
Now, for the legal immigrants, when you think about it for a moment, it makes sense. Like, yeah, we get caught with that thing. Even if we get caught with a protection sticker, this is potentially important. So, of course they're going to be extremely
Thank you very much.
And the last thing they're going to want to do
Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation, we must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Oh, really? Yeah, because they weren't making any kind of legislation on this thing. He's reversing what America has done with these things. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
Thank you.
That's really good
Joe
kind of
Biden didn't just open our
overt
borders, he flew
narrative
illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America. But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are two illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
The most tragic thing, having I'm not a parent or anything. Oh, you said right here now.
Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations. They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them. Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing.
Yeah, but this could be surprised if something like this is coming.
5 nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker,
in many ways,
John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast,
one of the things
you
I
won't even
remember is
believe
George
it.
H. Bush. I mean, not I've seen on YouTube and all this. There's a clip of George H. Bush, I think it was amazing. And there's, I think it was,
and as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns.
I remember them talking, debating about, be the most compassionate possible about immigration and stuff. Very opposite.
In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi, good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you. Thank you, Cash.
Lots of controversy about this. A lot of controversy about this. That's good or not.
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice.
It is weird how he has these very blunt moments where he says stuff that works for other politicians.
1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer,
he's honest.
was gunned down at a
That's why a lot
traffic
of people
stop
say
on
he's
Long
honest, but he
Island. I
just
went
says
to
quiet parts
his
out
funeral.
loud. That's the secret.
The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest, and we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer, and tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
Oh, yeah, but that's not going to do it for you anyway, either. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be put in a situation right now.
I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed.
There's too many innocents. The rate's too high.
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Oh, wow.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
Stand up. Just sit down.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
It would be funny when it's not on air and he's actually like, all right, expect you to do the best. Okay, well, with the police officer, Secret Service agent, it's all
Thank you, DJ. DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
Kennedy back in the Congress, back in the White House. There's the Democrat, with the Republican. It comes to show how times have changed.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36.
Oh, goodness.
There's something wrong. 1 in 36. Think of that.
Why do they always have to mention
So we're going to
autism?
find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job.
It's partially a definitional thing. I don't know if you know this, man, but the definition of autism is that's definitely part of it, and probably a huge part of it.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Little John and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns.
I'd rather have that disease.
They, them pronoun, actually. All without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology. I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth. And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you. Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad.
Going
It's
back to the
gone.
bread and butter.
It's gone. And we feel
Now,
so
this is the
much
bread
better
and
for
butter
it,
of
don't
what
we?
made MAGA
Don't we feel better?
powerful in the first place.
Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations.
Like,
And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference.
Those stones told so it's paid off.
And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround.
I'm sure.
It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform.
Glad he's there.
Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
What do you think you're doing, man? That was funny. That was hilarious. And I'm sorry to tell you, not quite made it this year. We applied that to the Bob.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA. And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places, they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
And the budget.
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
That won't cause
And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job. Great job. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
What is that supposed to mean?
We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice. And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them. whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. $2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end the senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight. To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit.
Dominant gene.
But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
All that stuff will come back. It will.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than
In my
ever
heart of hearts,
before.
yes, I am very
I believe that
sympathetic
my
to
life was saved that day in
anarchists and
Butler
whatnot, and one of the
for a
things
very
about
good
anarchists in the
reason.
past
I
is
was
that
saved by
political
God to make
assassinations.
America great again. I believe that.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good reason to go crazy take out this one dude with the propaganda. Oftentimes that's just really escalated. Violence towards violence against the state like that. Very escalated like that.
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country.
You know this is like
because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher. And we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond. And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
That's the best. We got the secret. It's when people come in, they can first kind of come out with the words and that. But starting to watch the secret. And total bottom.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Great honor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Get this place going, all right? Thank you so much. It's a great honor. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. See you soon. Young people to world America. Well, I'm trying to. Great guy. Thank you.
That's your favorite.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Howard.
Thank you again. Thank you again. Won't forget.
So good. Yeah, it's good. So good, sir.
Thank you.
Terrific, Mr. Really good. Really outstanding. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good job, Mr. President. Thanks.
We got you.
Great.
Mr. President, one of your best speeches.
Thanks again, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks for the phone call last night, too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll do it. Just give me the information.
I'm not going to give you, sorry.
Thank you, everybody.
Great speech. Great speech.
Thank you.
Best speech ever.
Yes. Good.
Congratulations. Good job.
That guy wearing jersey.
Can you sign it? President Roger Williams, thanks for the call.
I love Roger Williams.
Thank you.
You don't have to introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir. Mr. President.
I know you better than you do, Roger.
Thank you so much.
My great baseball player.
America
Good
is-
job. Great job you're doing.
America is back. Thank you so much.
Welcome back in Pennsylvania anytime, sir.
They stood for.
Thank you all.
They stood for another country, not our country. That was phenomenal.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
That was fantastic, sir. That was amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Quick selfie.
Mr. President.
Good job, Mr. President. Great job. Thank you so much. Great speech, sir. Great speech. Yes, sir.
President back in Pennsylvania. Oh, they're just like I was standing on. Absolutely.
Oh, good. How you doing? All right?
Did you get a chance to shake his hand earlier? Do you want me to get a picture of you shaking his hand or anything? You're good.
Thank you very much.
Let's do biofilm.
Thank you, darling.
Great, sir. Thank you. I love you. Best speech on the floor ever. Yeah, it was so good.
Thank you
So
very
good.
much.
Hey, you rocked it, Mr. President. We're with you. 100% crush.
Thank you.
Really good.
Congratulations.
President.
Best speech ever. Thank you so much.
What's the best?
Mr. President, that was a great speech.
That was awesome.
God bless you. Wonderful.
It was.
Thank you.
Great job. Let's go. Get down to that. You get down. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's so great.
Thank you, everybody. Good job.
Thank you for mentioning God needs to help us.
Thank you, Mr. President.
It's true.
Mr. President.
Incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great speech. Great speech. That was phenomenal.
Thanks for taking my call. Good luck. Yeah. Thank you. My man.
You really triggered those people.
Tremendous, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the beneficial ownership in this week. That was a good one.
Thanks for mentioning farmers.
Well, we love our farmers. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Mr. You earned this night.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We're tired. Thank you, man.
Proud of you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Great again, brother. Thank you.
I did indeed. You better believe it.
Very well done,
Good
sir.
endorsement.
President, home run.
Thank you very much.
Great job. You killed it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, everybody.
You did great.
Thank you. Good job. Thank
Hey,
you.
great to see you. Slam dunk.
You're doing good.
Thank you, sir. You did amazing, per usual.
Thank you. I'll see you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Hey, cheese. Thank you.
Love you, Mr. President. Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Look at this beautiful.
New congressman from Eastern Washington. We've never met.
Oh,
Michael
that's
Baumgartner.
good.
I was one of Mike Leach's best friends.
Oh,
He
that's
thinks
good.
very
Oh,
highly
Mike
of you.
was- he was
tremendous.
He was a great guy.
Great
What a
speech. Great speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good job. You did a great job. Thank you.
Home run, Mr.
That's right.
President. Home run. Home run.
That was a good one. President, good job. Thank you very much. Looking good. Look at him.
I need to talk to you about some buildings, some public buildings.
You let me know.
I will.
Yes, sir.
Mr. President.
Gus, go crazy.
Whether Democrat or Republican. I can't remember what. Cuban man. All I remember them kind of like intervening and talking to them, especially, you know, I mean, he was interacting with them. He was
The House will be in order. The House will be in order. For what purpose does the gentleman from Louisiana seek recognition?
Speaker, I move that the message of the President be referred to the Committee of the Whole House on the State of the Union and ordered printed.
Without objection. Does it, does the gentleman from Louisiana have a motion?
Madam Speaker, I move that the House now stand adjourned.
The question is on the motion to adjourn. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. Accordingly, the House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow for morning hour debate.
All right. You know what? Switching to the feed. Oh, they're switching to the outside one, so you can see more people mingling. But I think I want to end this video. I think y'all get the point. If you liked the commentary, yeah, please subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. Your mic is heckin' quiet. Okay, thank you for letting me know. This better. Just let me know. But yeah, I think that's going to be about it. I don't really have much else to kind of add to the post commentary of all this. I mean, it's people kind of already have the narratives, have their beliefs, have their ideas. But this is a pivotal time. I mean, the 2020s are going to be a time people are going to look back on and it's like, man, oof, that was a hefty time. And a lot of, I mean, this was funny. It felt like a lot of ways like Trump just feels like, I mean, he does feel like a typical politician in a lot of ways. He really does. He's just like on steroids, you know. He's just like I think I said earlier. You know, he's really the guy who he says the quiet part out loud. That's like his big thing. He says the quiet part out loud. That normally most politicians would just not. And that also gives him that allure of um, of honesty. You know, that's what makes him seem honest, even if he's just telling even what might be exaggerations or just outright lies. You know, half truths or all that stuff. I mean, he's an art at all those sort of manipulation tactics. But yeah, I mean, I think saying Trump's lies is not the biggest. That's not the biggest revelation of all time. But honestly, I'm gonna stop with this recording now for my YouTube. So YouTube, hope y'all please subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow my Twitch. You enjoy the commentary, and yeah, hit me up. Peace.